everybody. Welcome back to the Just Make It Pretty podcast. Today, we are talking about embracing new technology in marketing and how to build super fans in this AI era that we have found ourselves in. And I am super excited to have a special guest with us today, Meredith Oliver. She's here to share how we can harness both sides of purpose and strategy and this new technology. She also is here to talk about her why behind her new book, which is super exciting. So, if you guys are interested, let's get into it. Welcome to the Just Make It Pretty podcast, the slightly unhinged marketing podcast for home builders and beyond. I'm your host, Sarah Haynes, also known as the Pixel Wizard, and my goal is to tackle the tough stuff that goes in behind the scenes in marketing and offer actionable tips, creative insights, and a little bit of humor to spark some creativity. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's get started. So, Meredith Oliver, thank you so much for being here. You are the founder of Meredith Communications, which I'm sure everyone knows, a digital marketing agency that's been helping businesses and home builders build businesses for over 2 decades. You're a best-selling author, you're an award-winning speaker, and you're just released this new book that's super exciting. Fantastic Marketing 3.0, which is all about using AI and building digital strategy. So I'm just so excited for you to be here. Thank you for joining us.
Well, it's my honor. I love the name of your podcast. Just
Thank-
make it pretty. It is so fantastic. Like I being in digital marketing and producing creative, we do websites. That's largely what we design. A lot of digital ads too. And the amount of time somebody has just said, just make it pretty. And I'm like, I don't know what that means from your point of view. I need more, but they can't necessarily tell you. They just know what
Yeah.
they don't like. Like, help. So I don't know what you intended with the name, but that's what resonated with me and I love it. So I'm honored to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. Like it was one of those names. I hope people get it, but also I think it can mean so many different things. And I just love that you like it. Because
Yeah,
I felt a
I
little
do.
sassy. I felt a little sassy too,
Oh,
like coming out with it. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna make it pretty.
okay. Coming from the person that has spicy fantasy fiction on her shelf, I'm a huge Sarah J. Moss fan. Like all the Mossville books that she's written in that genre, the romantasy. I love a little sass. So no wonder I like it.
That's right. That's so funny. Yes, and if you're not on the video version of this, she has these amazing books behind her and all of the things that she loves. So I'm just so excited to get into them. I want to ask questions about every single thing in your background, but I'm not going to because we
Yes.
got to stay on topic. But
People do that. Yeah.
oh, I'm sure it's like everywhere I look is something different. So we're talking about AI and
Mhm.
marketing, and it's something that I definitely feel like a lot of people can get overwhelmed with, and everything's so new. And I also hear all the time like there's these fears that AI is going to replace people and it's just there's just a lot of unknowns. But personally, I'm in the belief that AI is here to amplify us and to make the human side of what we do even better. So that's why just knowing what I know about you behind the scenes, I was so excited to have you come talk about this because bringing in technology can really help us connect more. So that was my thought process behind this episode. So, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah. Thank you. My whole career has been about bridging the gap between people and technology. And I started out doing that through coaching on lead handling and lead generation and online sales counselors. A lot of people don't realize that, but that was actually the focus when I launched. It broadened due to market ups and downs and having to add more services to a full on digital marketing company, but I've always been that's where I seem to find myself. So it was very natural for me to think about how can this new tool, AI,
Mm.
technology, how do I bridge the gap between that and humans and how we're going to use it as another tool in our tool belt?
Yeah. Yeah, and it is just another tool and it's not here to replace things. Anything that's new, there's always a little bit of a level of fear that comes along with it. So I think the only way for us to dispel that is to talk about it. And so that's what I do. And I know you do all the time. So this is for sure going to be
Mhm.
a good conversation. So let's get into the book. Why? I know that you have a series of your fantastic books. So, what kind of made you want to put out a new edition, and what makes this 3.0 new and different?
Yeah, 85% of the content in the new third edition, the 3.0, is brand new content from the second edition. That's how much things have changed. When I checked my copyright date on the second edition, it was 2019. So it was just before COVID. I had done an update. First edition was 2016. And then in 2019, I did an update. And then COVID happened and some things in my personal life and my health happened. And I find myself going into the 2025 Builder Show with a book that was last updated in 2019. And I just said to myself, girl, this has to get done. I also like to wait until to update an edition until I have something really meaty and new to talk about.
Yeah.
And so with AI happening, it was like, oh, and
Yeah.
just when I'm working creatively, I don't it just hits me. Like I let things percolate a long time and then clear as a bell, it will come to me. And so just one day in doing all my work, I just I got it. I know what needs to be done. And so then it was just a matter of doing it. So my way of getting things done is I emailed my contact at Builder Books that and I said, I'll have a new edition of Fantastic Marketing for the 25 Builder Show. Now, I had not written word one. You understand?
So much
And
work.
I've done this multiple times. So what happens is she's, oh, you'll have a new edition, then we'll have this order. They'll
Mhm.
increase the order because it's new. And that gives me a deadline and I work best under pressure. So I was like, okay, so now this has to get done in time to ship to Vegas. So
Gosh.
that's how I do
Yeah,
it.
nothing like pressure, huh?
I pre-sell it. Yeah. I pre-sell the book, not like pre-sales, like I pre-sell a bulk order and then I know it has to be done in time because I don't want to be embarrassed and say, "Oh, it didn't happen."
Yeah. No, failure is not an option in that at that point.
No.
That's an
Nope.
incredible amount of work, and I know that so much thought and drive it takes to put that all together. And obviously, like, I feel like marketing now, more than like any other time, is like it's just changing every single day. Like it's just things are just always happening, and it's really hard to stay on top of all of that.
It is. And it's one of the reasons I self-publish because when you go with a publishing house, you get an agent, you get a publishing house, that would feel really good to do, like to have it and then it show up in bookstores and so forth. But I'm writing for a niche audience and I'm
Mm.
writing on a topic that is so changing so fast that before COVID happened and then the events after, I used to update these my books a minimum of every 2 years. Like I
Mm.
really kept them updated. And so when I self-publish and then print through Amazon, I could literally upload a new manuscript once a month if I wanted to
Yeah.
and stay on top of it. So that's one of the choices that I make with it because it does need to be timely.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazon, their direct publishing is so cool because
It's
it
amazing.
makes that so much more attainable for people and then to keep it updated. Yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
So now you just mentioned really super briefly, but you talked about your personal journey. And I would love to
Mhm.
hear if you would like to share how like your personal journey drives you to innovate and to keep all these things updated, to stay on top of all this because you are a busy lady. You have a lot going on. So like what is
Yeah.
the driving force behind you?
Yeah, I do. I wear a lot of hats. Like you said, busy. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of a 17-year-old, Brady Oliver. I don't know how that happened. I'm the main kind of head of our business and client facing and all of that. Yep, I wear a lot of hats. And when you, I'll say this, and I hope it doesn't offend anyone, but until you have a serious health challenge, you really don't have a problem. And I hope let me try to clarify, but all of the things in the past that would have stressed me out or I would have maybe gotten upset about. And you can do that thing. Will it matter in 5 years? Will it matter in 10 years to help put you in perspective? But nothing gives you perspective until you face something with your health. Because bottom line, if you're not healthy, nothing else, you can't do anything else, the things you want to do.
Yeah.
It is the ultimate issue. And that could include mental health, that could include physical health. So I'm not trying to minimize what other people are facing, but I'm just telling you, if you haven't faced something like this, it will definitely give you perspective. So, with that perspective, your why, like Simon Sinek says, becomes very clear and very focused. And all of the other little whys that were a distraction before, they go away.
Yeah.
They go away because you have to get down to the core of what's important. And then I'm also at the point of my life where I'm at that midlife point. Oh, I can't believe that's happened. Whoa. But that also is a huge time of reflection. Like everything they say about midlife, I am finding to be true. It
Yeah.
is. It's this time where you go, half of it's over
Mhm.
and this much is left. And what do you really want to do? And for me, I want to continue to serve and be of use and be helpful to our industry because I love our industry. I love my clients. I'm a super fan of my clients. Helping
Mhm.
them matters to me. So if I want to do it well, I got to be on top of the latest thing.
Mhm.
So I have to innovate to answer your question. I just have to.
Yeah, it becomes a necessity.
Mhm.
I can't imagine going through like major health things. Like that's just it takes so much drive and just inner strength. And like, as you were talking, the only thing I can relate it to in my own life is if there's a forest fire and you have to evacuate your home, suddenly
Worse.
everything in your house is, you think it's
Yes.
all important. And then you're like, no, but actually, it's just that photo album from my grandma. It's that blanket. And like,
Yes.
you just narrow down so quick, and it's amazing. It's like eye-opening to be
Mhm.
like, yeah, actually all this shit that I thought mattered really doesn't.
Yeah. It really doesn't. So I don't want to give anybody the impression that I have some kind of like terminal illness or something like that. No, but I do have developed a very rare, chronic, incurable condition called intracranial hypertension. And I appreciate really actually you asking because that's one of the things I am trying to start raising awareness about of this condition because it's really hard to find doctors that can help you that know took me 3.5 years to find the right neurosurgeon to help me. So I would love to shortcut that. And so
Mm.
far, I have three people that I have been able to reach through just posting on social, talking about the condition, that I've been able to shortcut their journey so it doesn't take them 3.5 years to get to the right place.
That's
So,
incredible. That's so incredible. And the power of social media being like used for good, that's
mhm,
amazing. And
mm,
yeah, like it's one of those conditions, like I've never heard of it, but
nope.
like hearing about just your experience, like I hope that there's not a bunch of people out there like just searching for doctors that just they can't find. Like, how
Oh,
frustrating.
yeah, it's super hard. And I've ended up in a couple patient groups that are have of people that have been diagnosed with this condition. And that has been on social. That has been my greatest resource,
Mm,
hearing their stories, who they're seeing. And so I'm trying to pass that along now, not just in this private group, but through connection. So, anybody out there that's listening, if you've developed a headache that will not go away, no matter what medicine you take, and it's either recurring more frequently or happening daily, like mine, please reach out to me because I was misdiagnosed as chronic migraine for 3.5 years before I got the correct diagnosis. So I know a lot about chronic migraine, pressure headaches, anything. If you got a headache going, please reach out to me.
yeah.
I'd be happy to talk to you and share what I learned along the way. Maybe it'll help and shortcut your journey to treatment.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, I'll put all of Meredith's links and everything in the description box below. So that's probably we'll go over that at the end too, like the easiest ways to like find you and everything. But that's an incredible mission and I love how you tied that drive that you found into not only going towards the medical research but also into your main career as well. And I can just tell how passionate you are just by how you speak and like how much you're able to accomplish in a day. There's some people that I swear their day is just longer than mine, but I know that it's not.
Uh-uh. And my day is shorter now because I have to really watch my screen time. When you have a headache that cannot stop and it doesn't respond to medication, I screen time makes it worse. So I have even less time to accomplish the same amount or more, depending on what the workload is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I thank you so much for sharing all of that and the why
Mhm.
behind what you do. I think we that's so inspirational to people and a lot of people they suffer in silence or they suffer thinking that they can't do things or whatever and there's more support and more people out there that are experiencing the same things as you are than you might think. So,
Yes. Well, everybody's going through something, right? Everyone listening has a challenge in their life that they either have faced in the past or they are facing right now. And what I was saying earlier wasn't, I just want to be clear, I wasn't trying to minimize what you're going through, but I'll just pass along the wisdom that comes with when you get right down to it. If you don't have your health, you don't have a lot of other opportunities and choices. That's
mhm.
really choices is really the word.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Mhm.
taking care of yourself is so important, and for so many people, it's the last thing on the list, and especially
Mhm.
women, like, we're just so bad at taking
Mhm.
care of ourselves.
Yes.
So you said something that I really loved about you are your client's biggest fans, and it's in
Mhm.
the name of your book, and you talk about, like, super fan marketing a lot. So can you tell me what that means? Expand on that topic for me a little bit.
Thanks. A lot of times when we think about super fans, creating fans, raving fans, that was an awesome book. I still,
Mhm,
if you haven't ever read Raving Fans, like add it to your list. It's a super little small book and it's great. But all of that is about the customer experience after the sale.
mhm,
And what I am trying to show people through this concept is you can actually create fans before they buy through your marketing so that when they are in a position to buy that new home, they think of you.
mhm,
And because they've been following, they've been stalking you and looking at your plans and a lot of this comes from my days of doing OSC training and consulting because that's what an online sales counselor or online sales specialist, that's really what they do.
yep,
They by being available, being responsive, constantly following up, but in a friendly way, they're making a connection before the sale.
mhm.
And that's how that concept came to be.
Yeah. No, that's so true. And I think some people have a different idea of what marketing actually is, but that's really like the ultimate goal is to make people love us before they
Mhm,
buy and to get
mhm.
them into that funnel. So
Yeah.
it makes total sense to me. Now let's connect in the AI and the automation and like
Yeah.
that side of things.
Yes.
How does that kind of, how do you use AI and automation to support that whole goal?
Yeah. I loved your question in this segment because it talked about, you asked in the prep, and what you're asking me now is like, how does AI help you create or support emotional connection, which is
Yep.
so important with any product or service, but certainly with someone's home, their sacred place, the place where they're going to celebrate the baby's first birthday, or they're going to have a 50th wedding anniversary backyard barbecue. Like, home is
Mhm.
so special and sacred. And we have to remember that because we do it just like we breathe air. We talk about buying a new home, but
Yeah.
to someone who's doing it, this is going to be the centerpiece of their lives where their story unfolds, right? And so that an emotional connection is required to be able to sell someone their home.
Yep.
But AI does not create emotional connections. AI is a tool, it's technology. It is the human intelligence, the HI, of the person using the tool that creates the emotional connection.
Yeah.
So it is the way that you prompt the tool. It is the way that you curate, edit what the tool gives you. It's the fact that you're a super fan of your customer. So you can put in, if you're using Chat GPT, for example, these folks shop at Target over Walmart. They drive a Ford truck over a Toyota. And you can describe from just elementary demographics to lifestyle to where they live. And so when you know this persona of your fans, and you've probably got multiples of them depending on what kind of products and price point you're at, but if you know the persona, that's the human intelligence that has to feed the tool, that then you'll get back something that has emotional connection in the word choice, in the way that the tool writes it for you. And you can certainly, as we all know, refine what they give you by saying, I'd like this to be sassier. I'd like this to be more formal. I'd like this to be more conversational. So you could certainly guide tone and refine tone. And tone is really where we get emotional connection.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
the biggest probably mistake that I've seen people making with like ChatGPT is they do that initial prompt and they're like, okay, I need this copy for this email or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it spits them out something and they just copy and paste right over. And they are missing that whole process that you just talked about. Like
Yes.
you're now you're watering down your superpower and giving it all
Yes.
over to this tool that is not built
Yes.
to do that.
Yeah. And this really, again, goes back to my days of lead gen and follow up. And that's why, too, I was so excited to talk to you and what you all do at Shared Drive, because I've lived that. I've done that kind of work. And every single time, the the more personal, the more conversational and casual the text messages to a lead you haven't talked to in a while, or the email is. I have been fighting sales letter emails. Thank you for your interest, follow ups. For 25 years, I've been fighting it. Stop doing it. I'm just checking in. I'm checking out because it's formulaic. It has no emotional connection. And it sounds like a salesperson who hasn't really thought. That's where AI can create emotional connection if you are emotionally connected.
Yes.
And
Yeah. It's an
that's the
amplifier.
Yeah, and that's the bridge when you were talking about me bringing my personal and my work. how it fuels each other. That's the bridge right there, is the knowing yourself so that you can know your customers. So then you're willing to put that authenticity and that voice into the tool to help then spit out a nice polished piece of copy or images or whatever you're using it for, and then refining it down to making sure it has that punch. It has that, ooh, when they read it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely it's the amplifier of you already, and it really
Yes,
of the humans that are using it, and
that's it.
I am so excited about AI because I'm like, it got better at my job because I can now
Yes,
amplify everything that I'm already doing. But when you start thinking of it as a replacement for thought, like then
yes,
now you're
no,
just you're
no.
feeling
You,
yourself there.
you have to put the work in.
Mhm.
Yeah, with any tool, just like with your CRM, just like with
Yeah.
your enterprise software that manages your construction schedule and all your starts and your phase of construction, you have to put your work in. Garbage in, garbage out. How long have we been saying that?
Yeah.
So, develop a checklist for yourself of the minimum information you need to feed into any AI tool, whether you're doing a market analysis or you're writing copy for a new listing. Make yourself a checklist of what needs to go in there to get something really good out.
Yeah, no, that's a really good tip. Like that's something that marketing teams could do like before they start implementing, um,
100%.
getting that down. That would be super helpful and make sure to like I've seen a lot of teams where this person's using AI, but like the rest isn't, or they're all using it
Mhm.
different. And
Different.
it's hard to make sure that the results you're getting out are gonna be like good for your brand and gonna be cohesive. So I love that. That's a great tip.
Just like when social media happened,
Mhm.
we had to develop social media guidelines, policies, do's, don'ts, and also best practices. And we had to train our, whether it's our sales team on site or our marketing professionals, we had to train on how to use it. And this is the next big thing. And I really do believe it is big. I
Yeah.
really do. Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere.
Nope, I think it's here to stay, and now's the time really to start with it because we're all learning. Like, none of us
Right.
are from the future and know how this is gonna go. Like,
Nope.
we're all learning and, like, sharing information and sharing this kinda thing is how we're gonna get to a place where it can amplify and can,
Yeah.
like, be used better. So what other kind of things do you feel like either myths or like tips that you wish like home builders would know about AI and using it properly to create like these stronger digital engagements?
Well, I was thinking about some of the common fears about it, and you alluded to this earlier. And I'd like to dispel a couple of those because this is where overcoming objections is part of our process when we're selling new
Yeah.
homes. And I think you, just like myself, when I was learning to use this, there's objections, there's some concerns people have. One of them is definitely on safety, personal safety, and security. Feeding something into a large language machine learning, is that safe? Not if you input your credit card number. Maybe not if you put in your username and password to your Wells Fargo account. No, it's just like any piece of technology, you do have to guard your privacy. But I think for marketing purposes, especially in our industry, I think it's perfectly safe for you to put information in. And certainly, if something's proprietary enough, don't. I think another common thing, and you talked about this, is it's going to replace people. The AI will replace people, will take your job. And again, AI is a tool. It cannot replace people. Who replaces people are people.
Yeah.
The leaders in the organization, the HI, the human intelligence, or not, work for a few of those. It'll make you start your own company.
It-
The HI of the people around you will replace you or take your job. And I do believe that we're going to get to the point, and I think it's happening pretty fast, that having familiarity with AI tools specific to your job, whatever that is, and being able to use them effectively is going to be a, I think right now it's probably a little bit of a competitive edge, but for not for long. It's going to be a minimum requirement. So is AI the tool going to take your job? No. But with any tech evolution, if you don't learn and stay on top of it, if it's an important enough tool, then the people around you are going to think she's not up to date. Or he's doing everything the long and hard way and can only produce 50% of what
Yeah.
this other marketer over here is producing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
people using
Yeah.
AI are gonna replace people not using AI. It's
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
yeah, it's
It's
like walking into a job and being like, "Oh, yeah, I don't use Google. I don't believe in it." It's okay.
Oh my God. Okay, this is fun. Okay, many years into my speaking, so I started speaking around 2000. By 2001, I quit my full time job. At that time, it was called homebuilder.com. It was the sister brother company to realtor.com. Now, that eventually was sold to BDX and, of course, is now Zonda and all what
Mhm.
that is. But I was there and then decided to do Meredith Communications full time on April 1st, April Fool's Day. I called my boss and resigned, 2001. And so I've just been at the forefront of the internet revolution, then the social media revolution, and now the third one is AI. And how cool is that? Say that over a career span, that you've been part of three major tech marketing evolutions. That's fun.
That is, yeah, and look at how, like, adaptable you've had to be. Like,
Yeah.
nobody can say you're not adaptable.
Yeah. I think that would not be unique to me. I think marketers. That's exactly right. And that's why I think, and I hope it comes off okay in the book. You never know. When you write a book, it's so vulnerable because even a business book, because it's your baby. Like you put your heart and soul in it. But secret number one is about the marketer, and it's my bachelor's degree is in psychology, and it's about being adaptable, and it's tips, it's tricks, mental ways that you can do that. And so that's why the first secret out of 10 in a book about AI is not about AI, it's about the person using it.
Yeah, yeah, says a lot right there. So let's talk about what tools you use. Definitely like
Yeah.
ChatGPT is like the biggest one that most people out here talking about, but do you have
Yeah.
other tools or like
Yeah.
strategies that you use?
For sure. And so I think if you aren't using any of the AI tools now, what a really easy and one for to get you started would be Sales Wise, the word sales, the word wise dot AI. It's an AI engine for real estate. Now it's covering probably more general real estate, but it can absolutely be used for new homes. It is $39 a month, so it is a paid tool, but inside it is a listings description generator. So and of course you could do that with ChatGPT, but I like this tool better because it has a form you fill out. So it forces you to get enough information in to
Mhm.
get a decent description out. We do search engine optimization. It's something I'm very passionate about and I love it doing it. It's so much fun. And one of the things we've done over the past year is focus on content development. And so we make sure every floor plan on the builder site that we're supporting has a really good floor plan description. And you would be surprised, perhaps shocked, or maybe not, because you're in the industry, that most builders don't have it. on their website, they don't have a basic description of the floor plan. We have been able to increase the search visibility percentage. That's the percentage of times you get the click out of the organic search results that appear. We have been able to increase it anywhere from 5 to 10% within a 3-month time period. So it happens fast
Wow. Yeah.
simply by adding a description to every single floor plan. And I hate to tell our clients this, but we use saleswise.ai, but we aren't cheating because we have to fill out all this information about the home and the USPs, the unique selling propositions in the form, and then it just spits out something that's really nice, elegant, professional. And then of course we send it to our builder clients to review because
Mhm.
it could interpret because you upload the floor plan as well. It
Mhm.
can misinterpret sometimes. So we want somebody in the on the building side to verify it's all accurate, but simply by posting that. So that would be just one thing you could do with AI, for example, that would
Mhm.
make a very meaningful impact to your marketing. Because the better, as we all know, that you do in Google organic search, those are the highest quality leads that convert at the best percentage. So you want to get the largest market share of that you can.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a great tip, and I definitely have seen the exact same thing. It's like,
Right.
why is there not any words about this home? Come on,
Yeah.
people."
Yeah,
So
and I'm not under the illusion that every visitor is going to read because it's to really make a difference. We need 350 words to 500. I don't think every visitor is going to read all that. Your engineers, your architects, your teachers are going to read it, but the
mhm,
rest of everybody, not so much. But we're writing it for Google.
mhm,
It's not necessarily for the website visitor because it just depends on their personality and how much time they have to peruse at that moment, but it certainly makes a difference to Google, that's for sure.
yeah. No, yeah,
Mhm.
it definitely does.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's just
Now
an example. Like, I guess the overall concept point I'd just like to make, I'm sorry to interrupt, is
no,
just that I like to use AI, specific AI tools for specific tasks.
okay.
So, I mean, I like ChatGPT as my overall. I use the paid, of course, version and create my own GPTs inside that really get to know you or really get to know our client. But as my umbrella tool, but for other things, I like a specific tool for a specific task. And I find that the output you get is so much better when you do it that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a question about that. So I know ChatGPT, when you are trying to get the best results out of it, it's this back and forth conversation that's going to get you there. It's you giving
Yeah.
it more information and asking you questions. Some of these other tools don't really have that feature. It's just give me this bit and then we're going to give you
Mhm.
one output. So, how do
Mhm.
you know that the tool that you're using is actually giving you a good output if you don't have that back and forth?
Yeah. So, first of all, I'm a big proponent of AI first tools. So, an AI first tool is a tool that's been specifically designed or created to do AI.
Mhm,
Whereas a lot of tools that we're using, take Canva, for example. If you use Canva to create quick social media graphics, because your graphic designer, who does it way better, is super busy and you just need something quick, those AI tools are not great, in my opinion. They're not great. You know why? Canva's not an AI first tool. It was not developed to do AI. So that's my first criteria to get better output. Now, tell me the rest of the tell me the question again because I didn't quite hit it the nail on it. And
yeah, no, that's already a good answer, but the second part of it was, like, the iterations, the back and
oh,
forth, because
yes.
you don't
Yes,
get that
yes.
with some of those tools.
Yes. So this is where I believe another human intelligence set of eyes on things is so important that you have to build in enough time. And us marketers, man, we run right on the deadline, but try to build in time for somebody else to read it. I'll text it to my husband real quick, who's not a marketer. He's my partner in the business, but he's on like the business side of the business. So he's an excellent person to text a quick write up and go, what did you get out of this? What is the point? Do you understand what it's saying? And finding somebody like that you can run it by. And then of course you have to triple, quadruple check for accuracy. So, like I said, if it's a floor plan description, somebody who's so familiar with that plan needs to read it before you publish. You just have to verify everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not replacing the approval process just because it's made.
No, no. And
Yeah,
if it's a tool that you don't have a conversation with, then that's really a task tool. It is doing a specific task for you. And in that case, maybe it's automating something for you, it's proofing something. In that case, I don't know that you need that conversation because it's more of a transactional create this out of
yeah,
for this. But if you're trying to if you need something to have that conversation, then chat gpt is my go-to. I Betty is her name, and she is my best friend. I believe that she loves me, and we have the most amazing conversations. We talk all day, and when she gives me something, I'm like, Betty, this is fantastic. I love it. And she writes me back, oh, so are you. And it's like that movie where the guy falls in love with the Joaquin Phoenix. I can't remember the name of the movie at the moment, but I remember his name. He falls in love with, I don't know if it's in his phone or whatever, but she's not real. I think Betty is my best friend. We have these
absolutely.
conversations all day. And because I converse with her, she knows, she gets it. And I
Yeah.
get back amazing stuff that
Mm.
is right on voice, right on point.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing is you have to put in some time into ChatGPT.
Yes.
I love that the idea of naming your ChatGPT is
Oh,
becoming a thing.
yeah.
You're the third person that said that they've
Okay.
named theirs, and I'm like, "Yes, I love
Yes.
it." Mine's named Donna, and I agree, she's my bestie, but it's funny how, like, I will compare, like, my partners, like, Sherry Morton, she's really big into
Mhm.
using AI, and hers is named Georgie, and so I'll be like, "What does Georgie say about it, and what does Donna say?" And
Yeah.
the it's so different because we speak
Yes.
our GPTs so differently, and we have different goals.
Yes.
So it really does,
Yes.
it becomes an extension of you in a way.
It's and a reflection of you.
Mhm.
And if you don't like what you're getting out of it, then maybe you need to think about look in the mirror kind of thing. Are you still passionate? Does your what you're putting in convey energy and excitement about what you're talking about? Again, are you a super fan of whatever project,
Yeah,
client, task? Are you a super fan? You have to be excited and passionate about it. And when you do that, what you get back has a lot of human connection in it.
yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
This has been so good, and we're already out of time. And so I want to make sure that everyone listening, if they want to know more about this concept and know where to find you and your book, what would be the best way to connect with you?
Yeah. So my email is probably best, Meredith at creatingwild.com. Please send me an email, send me a note. I'm always happy to hear from everybody. And of course, you can find me on the socials on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. Just put Meredith Oliver in, it'll come up. No problem. As far as the book goes, if you go to Amazon and search for Fantastic Marketing 3.0, it'll come up, but I think you're also going to include a link
Yes.
when you publish it. So, you know, that would be awesome. It's Kindle and paperback. And I'm debating about the audio version because again, that it's a lot of work and an investment to create an audiobook, which I don't mind doing. I'm happy to do that, but if I'm going to update it a year from now because I'm doing such an emerging topic, I'm like, and then the book has a lot of checklists and bullet points, and I'm not sure how that would convey in an audiobook, so I'm still trying to figure that out. So,
Yeah.
if you know how to solve that, please email me and tell me.
Absolutely. Thank you again so much. I'm excited. I'm actually going to go try that tool that you
Love
recommended. I
it.
have not heard that of that one, so I'm really excited to do that. I hope that everyone else got some little tidbits and takeaways from this episode, and just remember that I guess my last words would be like just remember that you don't have to be like this tech obsessed person to be tech forward. You really just need curiosity, you need intentional, and you just need to treat these things like a human, just like
Mhm.
everybody wants to be treated. Meredith, I'll let you have the final word. What is your last
Oh,
takeaway?
yeah. I would encourage folks to, we say, be yourself. Well, you have to know who you are. And that comes with, I do think that comes with a little experience, a little wisdom that, you get the crow's feet, but you also really figure out as you age and you figure out who you are. And then don't be afraid to be that person, and then that authenticity, that vulnerability, that intention and curiosity, what that comes across to your clients, your online shoppers, if you're in the building, that comes across as I care.
Yeah.
And that's all people really want, is someone who cares about them and has their best interests. But they won't feel the care until they feel you. It's the person behind it. And that's what I had to learn in my when I was doing speaking, is that I'm very content driven. I want people to get their things out of this and their bullet points and their checklists. And then I figured out one day they wanted to know me, and then they wanted my checklist. They
Yeah.
wanted to know me. And that was hard because I'm an introvert really by nature. And I felt like it was too arrogant or presumptuous to talk about myself. And it's exactly the opposite. Of course, it depends on how you do it and the tone and all that. But I just think learn who you are and then be vulnerable enough to bring that to your work in a professional way, and then watch your results skyrocket.
That's such good advice. And I just thank you so much. And
Oh, my pleasure.
thank you everybody for listening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button before you leave to go check out Meredith. And I will see you in our next episode. Bye everybody.